Hello everyone, doing another unboxing video today. This time I am doing the Sony PlayStation Classic. Pretty similar to the NES Classic and the Super Nintendo Classic. This is Sony's take on it. They have 20 preloaded games. How does it look? Well, I guess we're going to check that out together, aren't we? So let's get started. I'm going to open it up. I haven't opened it up just yet. I kind of want to explain a couple things about it as we go along. I'm looking forward to seeing how they do the PlayStation Classic. As you know, there are some interesting behind the scenes things on this one. A couple things, and I want to address each one. They do have 20 games. As far as the game selection goes, I don't know. I find it an interesting choice, I guess is the best way I could put it. Nintendo, when they did their system, were very carefully curated, probably all the popular hits. Of course, they're not going to have everything, and you can't expect them to. But Sony's lineup, as you can see, is some interesting choices. I mean, there's some great ones like Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy VII, absolutely ones that should be on there. I don't even mind classic games like Twisted Metal, Jumping Flash, Battle Arena Toshinden, because those are some of the initial launch games for the system. But they had some interesting omissions as far as everything goes. So let me show you all this as well, just so you get an idea of the whole look of it. Looks kind of similar to the original PlayStation box. There's some interesting omissions. What, for a greatest hits line, I would have thought that they would have had in this one. I honestly would have thought they'd have Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I know they did an update of that recently on PlayStation 4, but come on, that's like one of the bigs on that system. That's one of the most beloved titles. I can't believe they didn't have Parappa the Rapper. I can't believe they didn't have anything in the Tomb Raider series, especially either 1 or 2, and no Crash Bandicoot. And as far as like the initial titles go, like Twisted Metal, Jumping Flash, so on and so forth, why didn't they include Mortal Kombat 3? Kind of some odd choices. I don't know, well, it is what it is. So obviously I am opening this up. Oh, there we go. It is a teeny tiny little system. Here are the instructions. And a couple of here we go, that's how that's going to look. So let me open this up and let's get started into that. Alright. Wow, I would say looks like a little toy. It's a very nice little rendition of it. Let's get it open so we can take a look at it together. And then even I've been reading a lot of stuff online that a lot of the systems are done in PAL, which is basically half the frame rate. Like 9 of the 20 titles are done in PAL, so they're going to be slowed down in comparison to what North American viewers are used to. Again, some really weird choices for this. As far as the system goes, it looks really nice. It's very comparable to the quality of the NES and Super Nintendo classics. Definitely looks really nice. A nice, cute little system. Obviously, this is not going to open for CDs. CDs being much larger than this. But as far as accuracy goes, they did a really nice job. It looks like a little tiny Wii PlayStation. So let's see what else we have in the box. So even with some hesitancy about it, I really wanted to add another one of these tiny systems to my collection. I have a couple of them. Of course, the 2 Nintendo ones. I have an Atari flashback. I have the Intellivision and ColecoVision flashbacks as well. So building a tiny game collection in the guest room, so when people come to visit, well, that's what you get. Oh, there's something else that we should address before we get into the heart. As you notice, it's saying USB AC adapter not included, see back for details. So what that is, you have to buy this separately. This is Sony's great plan for keeping it under $100, $99.99. They didn't include a power plug. So what does that mean for you? That means you can use a USB wall charger, basically anything that your modern day cell phone works on. It's 5 watts, 1 amp, that's the bare minimum. So anything that you can use for a cell phone, you can use for this. I personally have some issues, and I know this sounds like a giant complaint fest, but I'm just trying to be honest and let you know exactly what you're getting into fresh out of the box. I know the standard default reasoning is, well, everybody has the chargers, and that may be true, and that is true. I have a couple chargers in the house, but what if I want one exclusively dedicated to the system itself as opposed to phones or tablets or anything else? What if I want it just for the system? What if I'm giving this as a gift? Oh, hey, Merry Christmas, which is coming around the corner. Here's a brand new system. Oh, sorry, no power plug. It's kind of crappy. I don't agree with it. Honestly, I had to go out and buy, as you see, I got this from Best Buy. I had to go buy a plug, and I just rather have it included in the system if that's how they're going to do it. So this is the PlayStation controller, and it does feel a little lighter. The buttons feel good. It feels very familiar. I had my PlayStation when it came out in '95, so this is the first controller that I had. So again, if they're going for early authenticity, this is exactly what they're doing. And it feels good. It's a little lighter. The buttons feel nice. It all feels good. I wish that it had the dual shock analog, especially Metal Gear Solid. If you note the Psycho Mantis scene, you're just going to sit there and be underwhelmed because the cool magic of that whole scene is now lost. And I doubt they're really going to come out and say, oh, sorry, we'll put out some Rumble controllers later, because that's not going to happen. So we have this one controller. And here is the controller in compared to the system. They're roughly about the same size, so you can kind of see. So normal size controller, they look pretty good on the back as well, kind of the same style. So no complaints on the system look itself, no complaints on the controller, although I do wish it was the dual analog. So we have an HD cable. I'm glad they decided to include that. And let's see what else we have. We have this. They do have the USB cord that will go with this. So at least they give you that. And let's see. So basically, just the standard USB cord as you can get anywhere else. They can afford to pack that in, but they can't afford to do the charger itself. And then, of course, the HD cable. So, and then, like the Super Nintendo Classic, they do have a second controller, and there are a number of two-player games on there, Tekken 3 and Battle Arena to Shinden, a couple others, Twisted Metal. So that was nice of them to do that. And as you can see, that is the whole system. Well, that's the PlayStation Classic. Overall, I'm really impressed with how it looks, all the nice fine details. It even has the nice little indentation right here for the PlayStation logo like the original system did. I'm really impressed in the care that they did for the controllers and the overall system look. I do think that the 20 game choices that they chose to load onto this system are probably not some of the best representation of what PlayStation had to offer. There are some good ones in there to be sure, but some of them are like, really? As far as the PAL settings, I can't believe they do that for a North American setting, especially when it's 9 games out of 20. I'm going to have to really sit down and see how bad this is, but I do remember playing a PAL system, and I wasn't impressed back then. Let's see if memory holds up in that case. I find that really, really sketchy. I find the fact that they didn't add a power plug to it is super sketchy. But I am looking forward to checking this out. I do have one available as a gift for somebody. It's already spoken for, sorry. But I just wanted to show you the latest PlayStation. On the surface level, this looks great, although I don't really think this falls under the definition of plug and play if they're not going to include the plug with the system. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I just wanted to give you a heads up of what's there, what's not, what to do for the things that are not. Again, 5 watt, 1 amp USB adapter. So if you don't have an extra one laying around, that's what you're going to need to get. Until that next time, take care.